What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is April the 8th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But we'll start off here in Washington, D.C., and we will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor of the video is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go.
Greetings.
And starting off at the top, we have the Vigil. This is the named Legatus backpack with perfect versatile. And this one, armor regeneration and skill haste. Going to the weapons, we have a converted SMG-9 with headshot and steady-handed, a G36 with headshot and vindictive, and finally a military M9 with health damage and pressure point. Looking at the gear items, we have an electric backpack with versatile repair skills and weapon handling. And finally, a Fenris chest piece with tag team, status, and skill haste. Looking at the mods, we have headshot 7.2, drone deflect duration 6.4, turret damage 4.3, and sticky bomb skill haste of 4.1. Now, must buys from the Base of Ops, I would say no. Let's move on to the countdown and clan vendors before we leave the base. And to do so, let's run over here to the countdown vendor. Here it is. And starting at the top, we have the Emmeline's Guard. This is the named P90 with perfect preservation, and this one with magazine size. Following that, we have a Visionario. This is the named Legatus mask with optimal range as an attribute. And then crit hit damage. I mean, it's not bad, but optimal range is really not that sought after in this game. And finally, we have the Devil's Due. This is the named Cheska backpack with perfect clutch. And this one with crit chance, just change the repair skills off for crit damage. You can go double crit, and you're good to go. Pretty cool. And before we leave the base, let's run over here to the clan vendor. Speaking of which, well, hey, big shout out to the DOD Disciples of Doom. We do run our clans on all platforms, and whenever it does come out on the Switch, we'll be over there on the Switch as well. But for right now, we're on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. If you want to join the DOD, just go over to my Discord server and then put your name under whatever tab represents your platform, whether you're on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. And then whenever we get more clan spots open, I'll send out a mass message, and then you can reply to that to get an invite. All right. Speaking of which, here is your clan vendor.
Glad you're here, Agent.
Starting with the Invisible Hand, this is the named AUG AR with perfect Allegro, and this one with crit chance. Meh, it's all right. You could change the crit chance off for damage to targets at a cover, and you're good to go. Going to the gear set items, we have a hardwired chest with armor regeneration, Umbra chest with crit hit damage. I mean, that's not a bad Umbra. Pretty good. And finally, for the gear set items, a Negotiator's holster with crit hit damage. Again, another good one. Both of these, Umbra and Negotiators, are good rolls. You could change the weapon damage to armor if you wanted to, or just go ahead and max it out. Either way, they're good to go. Going to the high-end items, we have a Black Market SASG with Headshot and Killer, a G36 with Ranger and Rate of Fire, a Fenris holster with Status and Skill Haste, the Prophet, which is a named Magnum with Perfect Determined. Now, this one is a good pickup. Max pistol damage. All you have to do is change the swap speed off for damage to targets at a cover, and this will be a fully God-rolled Prophet. Not bad at all. God-rolled Prophet. Nice. Following that, we have a custom L86 with magazine size and precision strike, a Legatus holster with crit hit damage and health, and finally a Shiny Monkey backpack with skill damage, crit chance, and creeping death. I'm going to keep that one. Now going to the mods, we have a crit hit damage 10.6, headshot 7.8, seeker mind health 6.6, and health duration or hive duration 4.5. Now must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The Umbra chest isn't bad. You can make that one an armor chest. Not bad at all. The Negotiator's holster's not bad either. You want crit damage rolls on there because you're going to have high crit chance regardless. So that's good. For the high end items, the Prophet's a good one. Just go damage to targets at a cover for that bottom attribute. And you know what? I think that's about it. All right.
That worked.
Now, moving on from the base, we're going to travel west and then we will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Come on, support the channel by subscribing and let me know what you think in the comment section below. What are you picking up this week? Did I miss any must-buys? Let's discuss. Ooh, they're playing some loud music over here. I'm digging it. All right, campus settlement.
Glad to see you.
Starting with another Visionario with crit hit damage again. Nearly identical rolls. Very weird. Okay. So it's here at the campus and it's at the countdown vendors. Going to the weapons, we have a G28 with rate of fire naked and a M249 with precision strike and swap speed. Going to the gear set items, we have a Habsburg mask with hazard and armor regeneration and a Empress International holster with repair skills and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have repair skills 15.8, Chem Launcher heals 5.9, Hive health 7.6, Pulse radius 8.8, and Trap duration of 4.2. Now, must buy things to look for from the campus, not really. I mean, the Visionario is good, but you can already pick one up at the countdown, so I'm not sure. Yo, this music is blaring. Let's see over here. Let's see. Oh, they're getting it over here. Let's go. Let's go. All right, now let's travel over to the Dark Zone. Now, there are 3 Dark Zones, and for all of these Dark Zone vendors, they only take DZ resources. So go to your Resources tab, and just above your keys, you'll see your Dark Zone resources. Now, if you need more Dark Zone resources, you have to go into the Dark Zone and pick up the little blue boxes. That will go straight to your inventory. Or you have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into Dark Zone resources, and then extract them. But either way, that is how you get your Dark Zone resources. And, well, speaking of which, here is our first Dark Zone vendor, Dark Zone West. West! Let's go.
Are you looking for something?
And starting with the Virginian, this is a PvP exclusive rifle. This is the named 1886 with perfect boomerang, and this one with health damage, but you could change that off for damage to targets at a cover. Following that, we have a M870 with stability and ignited, and a normal 1886 with stability and thunderstrike. Looking at the gear items, we have a Aces and Eights pair gloves with skill haste, refactor knee pads with near max armor regeneration, not bad. Douglas and Harding gloves with skill damage weapon handling, and Habsburg guard knee pads with skill haste and max armor regeneration. Going to the mods, we have ensnare resistance 8.5, seeker mine damage 4.1, shield health 4.1, firefly +1 max target, and decoy duration of 6.0. Now, must buy things to look for from DZ West. The Virginian. It's a good one. Always PvP exclusive. Pick it up while you can. And now it's time to take our talents down south to the deep south. DZ South. Let's go. We're going down south. Now, if you didn't know, the Loot Goblin is back with event exclusive items. So farm the Loot Goblin. I'll be talking about that more tomorrow. But here's DZ South. Starting with the Grudge. This is the named Banshee with Perfect Vindictive, and this one with damage to targets at a cover. That's exactly what you want. That's not a bad one. If you need this weapon, pick it up right now, DZ South. Following that, we have a Police T821 with armor damage and thunderstrike, a F2000 with measured and crit damage, and a D50 with crit chance and pressure point. Looking at the gear items, we have a Virtuoso backpack with headshot, hardwired chest with skill haste, Legatus backpack with skill haste, skill damage, and galvanize, and finally a Douglas and Harding chest piece with armor regeneration, explosive resistance, and braced. Going to the mods, we have headshot 7.3, drone duration 6.4, turret duration 6.1, and sticky bomb blast radius of 5.0. Must buys, things to look for from DZ South. The Grudge is not a bad one. Pick it up. Now, before we go to DZ East, let's make a pit stop to the Castle Settlement. Now, I personally go to the descent entrance. It's a little bit quicker, and I can go up the stairs and pet the dog. So you go up these stairs and pet the dog really quick. Yo, what up, Ransom? Now, because Ransom's at the doghouse, all Ransom will do is shake their tail. Good old Ransom. Good puppy. All right. See you later. Usually the dog's over here and doing some glitchy stuff, but whatevs. All right, let's go. Castle Settlement, must buys, things to look for. Starting with the Picaro's holster. This is a good holster. It is the named Brazos de Arquebus holster that gives you weapon damage as a bottom attribute. This one with hazard, it's not bad for tank builds. I mean, it's the armor, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, the armor is pretty low. So you might have to keep the hazard on there and then max out the armor, or you could optimize that armor. That way you could change the hazard for whatever it is you want. Moving on, we have a Hunting M44 with crit damage and ignited, a classic M60 with accuracy and ranger. For the gear items, we have an Electric Mask with skill damage repair skills, and finally, Richter and Kaiser holster with status and crit chance. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.6, Chem Launcher heals 5.9, Hive health 7.9, Pulse radius 8.9, and Trap duration of 5.7. Now, must buys, things to look for from the castle. The Picaro's is a good pickup, and actually the Electric Mask is a good one too. Just change the repair skills off for status effects, and you're good to go. And, well, we have the last Dark Zone vendor to go look at, DZ East. Now, just for everyone's, just wondering, I do go to the Alpha checkpoint, not the main entrance. That way I don't run through the courtyard. There's the main entrance way out there. So I just go to the Alpha checkpoint, bada bing, bada boom, here we are. DZ East, starting with the new Reliable. This is the named RPK with perfectly optimized, and this one with magazine size. Following that, we have a Paratrooper SVD with crit chance and strained, and a M249 Bravo with frenzy and crit hit damage. Looking at the gear items, we have a Striker's Mask with headshot, Cavalier holster with repair skills, Brazos Mask with hazard and armor regeneration, and finally, Badger Tough holster with skill haste and skill damage. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.4, Chem Launcher duration 4.2, Hive health 7.3, Pulse effect duration 8.5, and finally, Trap shock radius of 6.1. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ East. Not really, no.
Detected.
And that leaves us with our last vendor of Washington, D.C. before we jump over to the New York vendors, and that is the theater. The theater! We are going to the theater. All right, here we go.
Always a pleasure.
Starting with the Tsunami, this is the named Shoddy with perfect pummel, and this one with crit damage as that bottom attribute. Following that, we have a Super 90 with optimal range and Optimist. Okay. A Resolute MK47 with max crit hit damage, rate of fire, and Vindictive. To the gear items, we have Electric Gloves with health and crit chance, and finally, Wyvern knee pads with hazard and crit chance. Looking at the mods, we have Armor on Kill 15.5k, Seeker Mine health 6.5, Shield Deflector damage 4.2, Firefly +1 max target, and Decoy health of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. Nope, nothing really. All right, now it's time to jump over to New York City. Now, for these remaining two vendors, you do have to have Warlords of New York, just disclaimer. But we have Marco here at the top of the escalator, and then we will have Roy Benitez just outside. Oh, come on. There we go.
Entering safe area.
And Roy Benitez, big money, big money. Starting with the Grown Great. This is the named SMG with perfect stabilize. This one with damage to targets out of cover, but it's not a good weapon. Following that, we have a M700 Tactical with armor damage and reformation. That one does have max marksman rifle damage as well, so you could easily just change the talent for whatever it is you want. I highly recommend Determined. Following that, we have a M16A2 with crit chance and reformation, Officer's M9A1 with future perfect and rate of fire. Going to the gear items, we have a Zoo backpack with crit chance, skill haste, and unstoppable force. You could easily just make that double crit. Lingmo knee pads with hazard and armor regeneration. And finally, Walker and Harris mask with crit damage and hazard. Going to the mods, we have blind def resistance 8.5, pulse resistance 8.2, drone scan range 8.2, pulse skill haste 4.8, and sticky bomb damage of 6.2. Now, must buy things to look for from Marco. Not really. I mean, even the sniper's not bad, but I would rather have damage to targets at a cover than damage to armor. But that's just me. All right, now let's jump over to the last vendor of the video, Roy Benitez. Ooh, but make sure, pet the dog, say hi. Now, there are 2 interactions that I recommend you do. The first one, it's normal, just petting the dog. But that second interaction is random. He could roll over. He could try to shake your hand. He could just bark at you. He could, whatever. Let's see what he does. And this week, oh, he's going to try to juke me. Whoa! Oh, 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 oh. Very cool. All right, Roy Benitez.
How can I help you, Agent?
Another grown great. Named SMG Perfect Stabilize. This one optimal range. Doesn't matter. It's not a good weapon. Following that, we have a classic M60 with armor damage and in sync, an ACR with damage targets at a cover and sledgehammer, and finally a Diceros with optimal range and vindictive. Looking at the gear items, we have electric chest piece with status, skill haste, and tamper-proof, Fenris knee pads with status and explosive resistance, and Palisade holster with armor regeneration and hazard. Looking at the mods, we have incoming repairs 16.5, armor on kill 15.5, turret skill haste 5.9, firefly blind effect duration 5.7, and finally trap shock radius of 5.9. Now, must buys things to look for from Roy Benitez. Not really. I mean, the Palisade holster's good because you get the armor on kill from the brand set bonus. You have hazard and armor regeneration. I mean, it's built for like a nice tank build. It's not bad. But the rest of it, doo-doo garbage. Doo-doo garbage. Poodoo. Anyways, that is it for your weekly vendor reset and must buys for today, April the 8th. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up, support the channel by subscribing, and let me know what you think in the comments section below. But again, I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself, enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out. And I'm probably on Twitch right now. Check me out.